Hey you, welcome back. If you're new, my name is Yubi. I use she, they pronouns, and this is You Becoming a Spiritual Journey. In 2020, I experienced what many people call a spiritual awakening, and I had no idea what to expect. In search for answers, I realized no one had documented the behind-the-scenes process of this unknown process. Without giving it a second thought, my friend helped me purchase a camera and create this channel to show people what the healing process looks like when you're determined to get to the other side. The more I recorded, the more comfortable I got speaking up, but mostly I got comfortable speaking my truth. After many tears, heartbreaks, and breakthroughs, I can confidently say this journey has been worth it. Get ready to get triggered as you watch my transformation unfold. This daily video journey is nothing fancy, nothing professional, just real, unedited, secret experiences unleashed for the world to see. All I ask is for you to keep an open mind, listen, observe, and take notes, because as I go through this process, I leave behind breadcrumbs to help you with your healing journey. Are you ready for what's next? October 16th. It's like midnight. But I don't want to forget this. I was preparing. I wasn't supposed to because I'm supposed to be focusing on the details. I didn't do it again. It's like, oh, I'll do it today. I'll do it today. But I kept working on the videos. And I kept working on the videos. I'm working on the videos and I'm at November, like preparing it ahead of time. So I'm 2 weeks. I'm into November now because school's gonna start in a week, and I want to prepare them through December so I don't have to worry about them. Cycle repeating, right? So I'm at the video in November where I'm talking about the vertigo, and I'm talking about the realization that I have of the first time that I didn't realize it was vertigo. It was your painting. It was your painting. It was where I'm talking about saging your painting, because I was just teasing, really. I didn't mean anything bad by it. Because I got a dream of you that night. I had stopped dreaming of you, and I hadn't brought the painting with me when I first moved, and I had just gotten back from my brother's house, and I was so happy to be home, and I was happy that I brought the painting back because I remember, because it had a different meaning. It had a different meaning for me. That dream that I had of you, you were upset in that dream. And I remember there was an emotional shift. There was an emotional shift that I had towards you in that dream. And the theme that was being highlighted was friends. I remember seeing the sign Friends, and there was this feeling of like friends in San Francisco. And then I'm seeing us, and we were in high school, I think. In the city, we were in high school. And you were upset. you were on the couch. You were like this, bien trompudo. And I remember sitting next to you. And there was the theme in that dream was that there was this knowing that the universe was trying to separate us then. And I was trying to hide because I didn't want to be separated from you. But you were trompudo, like there was a scene where you were trompudo. And I remember sitting next to you, nudging you with my leg and my feet, and telling you, don't be upset or something. And I was trying to cheer you up. And I just remember that you were so upset. I don't remember why. I don't remember why exactly. If you were upset that we were just going to be friends or something. I'm like, don't worry, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. That was the dream that I had of you after a long period of like not having dreams about you, right? And I attributed it to the painting, but I also talk about how I woke up and it felt like I was in the roller coasters, the roller coasters. And that's the feeling of vertigo. So why am I bringing this up? One of my clients today, I love our sessions. She's wonderful. And I thought of her this week because of the vertigo, because I know she struggles with it. And I mentioned to her, I thought of you this week because I struggled. And this is already at the end of our session. And we entertained this idea, this world, this birth chart world. Like I've done her Chiron and North Node. So I entertained the idea. I said, well, if you'd like to entertain this idea with me, there's this activity, right? This birth chart, and there's a Chiron, and there's a North Node, and the North Node highlights the energy that you're here to embrace in this lifetime. And hers was her personal self-care, which is exactly what she needed after we went through her life stories. So her health, her physical health, is something that we've been working on in terms of her making sure she's redirecting energy for that, setting boundaries and limits with people. So I engaged in talking with her about it and this world, and I shared some of my observations. I said, it's interesting because we've talked about vibrational energy, and I said, I've noticed there's this theme these last 2 episodes of Vertigo that I've had dreams associated with the vertigo experience. Like the first one that I thought was the first one was the one where Abraham Hicks presents themselves, and that's when I feel your energy fading from me. There was this feeling of like you were being pulled away from me because I couldn't. The dreams that you were in with me, like I couldn't feel you in the same manner, and that's when I had the first like intense vertigo. And so this time around, right, there was the dream where I had reached, right? I was in my bedroom, and there was this feeling of completion with what the healing that I had done, and I had found that within myself, right? The happiness, I had found that within myself. And there was this knowing that you could choose whatever you wanted to choose, and I would be fine with that. Because I knew it would be an expansion of you, and that's all you need, right? That's all everybody needs to do, is just reach the expansion of themselves in this lifetime, right? To just keep catapulting themselves for that next life cycle. But it didn't, so I was associating it with the healing. So I mentioned to my client, I said, I noticed this. I wonder if it has, but I don't think I mentioned it, the healing part. I think I mentioned there was a vibration of meditation. I said, when I meditate, I feel my vibration a lot more. So she sends me a message. I guess she looked up, can meditation cause vertigo? It never dawned on me to ask that, because I wasn't associating the meditation to have triggered it. It was the healing that triggered it, what I've been experiencing. But she sent me a screenshot of what she looked up. Can meditation cause vertigo? And the answer was this. If you become very deeply relaxed during meditation, the body has a chance to unwind and release tension. There can be shifts in subtle energies in the body as it moves towards greater balance. You may feel all sorts of things as this is happening, including a sense of spinning or dizziness. And this was found on www.meditationoasis.com. And so I sat with that a little bit. I was like, if you become very deeply relaxed, the body has a chance to unwind or release tension. And there can be shifts in subtle energies in the body because you're working towards greater balance, right? But that's why meditation on its own is helpful, because it forces you to relax and release the tension in that moment. So I'm reading this and I'm like, that's meditation. But what I'm doing is emotional healing, which emotional healing releases tension, right? It releases tension. It releases tension. And so it does the same thing. I was just so happy. I was just so glad that she sent me this, because then it validates what I'm experiencing. I mean, she still encouraged me to get it checked out, but she said, she's just like, who knew? And I was like, oh my gosh. So a twin flame relationship, what I remember, because I stopped looking into it, but from what I remember, a twin flame relationship is a karmic relationship. And it's a karmic relationship because there's layers of karma from past lives, right? That's why it felt like we had known each other before. And it's, there's this clearing that needs, these type of relationships needs to occur, right? That's why there's that mirroring, and I mean, we're all mirrors to one another, but this connection, it's the triggering is much more, right? The triggering is much more because of the heaviness. If you think about it, I mean, from the dreams that I've had so far, right? Anxiety, fear depression is a heavy energy. It weighs you down. And so when you work on releasing and healing and releasing, right, your vibration balances out. Your vibration becomes lighter. It becomes lighter. So these phases, the first phase was the friend dream, but the emotional shift changed with you. Where for the first time I was looking at you as a friend in that dream. And then the second time, but it was very light. That I think that's why it was only that one night and then it went away. But the second time where the emotional shift occurred, it was through the clearing of those other dreams that were evoking so much emotion within me, related to my childhood molestation, related to you leaving and choosing someone else, or having a relationship with someone else, settling for someone else, and you weren't happy about it. And this knowing that I needed to let you go. So there was an emotional, like, it was an emotional shift at the same time, because those dreams, not, it wasn't just the sexual molestation, it was the dreams where you weren't speaking. It was the dreams where you weren't speaking. I realized a pattern where you weren't talking. You were using your sister as a buffer, and that created an emotional shift within me towards you, where I wasn't sure anymore, where I wasn't sure about my feelings towards you anymore, because I saw the pattern, and there was this desire within me of, I want more. I want someone who can talk to me, who can be transparent with me. And that's why there was an emotional shift towards you, or from you, away from you. Because in, our interactions, right, you had told me that you struggled with that. You struggled communicating your feelings. But the dreams just highlighted it a lot more. So the clearing of this karmic relationship creates a higher vibration. Yeah. And this dream, right, it was this knowing, this clearing again of this officially separation, energetic separation of, you do you, I'll do me, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm good, because I found my happiness. Like, my happiness is within me, right? And so you could do whatever you choose, and it won't faze me. It won't hurt me, I can only assume. Because I'm working through my healing, right? So I'm not being triggered by other people's choices anymore as much so far. I'll keep documenting, but so anyways, I just wanted to highlight that I thought that was cool that she went out of her way to look into that for me. Oh, and possibly for her as well, because she struggles with vertigo. If you become very deeply relaxed, your body has a chance to unwind and release tension. I thought that was amazing. And so she also talked about how monks chant when they meditate. I didn't think about that. Like, it didn't dawn on me. She said there's a lot more research, but I haven't looked into it. It didn't dawn on me to look it up. Anyways, the vertigo is still lingering. I noticed that I want to lay down and I haven't put my head back. It's already been a week. But when I do, I start feeling the spinning. And I'm like, no. I thought it was getting better. And it is to a certain degree. Like, in terms of my movement during the day, I can dance and move and still be okay. But I'm just tired of sitting up, sleeping, sitting up. I'm exhausted. So I just wanted to record that awareness of what my client sent me, that the releasing of tension can shift your vibration, right? Get you dizzy, and because you're creating a greater balance within yourself. The clearing of the energy in this type of relationship, if I'm entertaining, right? If I'm entertaining the idea that the clearing of the energy, the heaviness of the karma, right? The clearing of the heaviness of the karma, so the healing, basically, allows for higher vibration, expansion, right? That's the healing process. So as you expand the healing, the result of the healing, your vibration gets stronger, higher, lighter, right? The expansion of it is stronger. Higher vibration of love. It's the higher vibration of love. And so when I was thinking about that a little bit more, it reminded me of that lady that we met briefly, we spoke to at the I don't know which, you know where shop it is. It was your idea to go, where they did that whole infusion thing, the vitamin C. It was during the beginning of COVID, or not, the like second year, or end of the first year, or it was still the first year, and you were going to Orange County and you invited me to come with you. And the lady at that shop, when you went to the restroom, she said, she was the one that had put that idea in me, that triggered us for the first time, I think. Yeah, for the first time. When I was wanting to know from you what we were, she asked me that while you were in the restroom. She asked me, what are you? And I remember I was like, what do you mean, what am I in? She's like, what are you? You two, what are you? Are you husband and wife? Are you boyfriend and girlfriend? And I remember just being stunned at the question, because I hadn't considered it. All I knew was that I was happy. And I was happy in the moment with you. That's all I knew. And I didn't question it. I just existed in it until she asked me that question. That triggered me. But that's when she said, you have beautiful energy together. You have beautiful energy together, she said. And I remember being shocked by that because no one had ever said that to me about me and someone else. And that's when I asked you about that. That's when you came over. And that's when there was a split second where I felt you pull away. And energetically, I felt you pull away. And then your words were like, you should have known. You should know. And I did. But I had assumed for my ex, I had assumed for all these other people, and I was just like, I'm done playing mind games, right? I'm done assuming that I know for people. So why am I bringing that up? I'm bringing it up because it's making me think about this vibrational experience. Once you do the clearing of the energies, of the heaviness, and this is not just twin flame stuff, it's everybody, the heaviness, because I feel it when I meet certain people. I noticed it as I've been interacting more with like people from our group, that just feeling people out, and I can tell like who has heavier energy and who doesn't. Like it's an interesting experience when you interact with someone who has heavier energy. So I can see how, I can feel how people who do their healing, when you feel it when you're around them, they have this, energy about them that you just want to be around them all the time, right? You're drawn to them. So it makes sense. The need for us to keep, helping each other heal as humans, right? With the mirroring effect of what other people evoke within us. And yeah. But I remember thinking about that too. And the awareness that not everybody has a twin flame on Earth, because the mission of a twin flame is there's a layer. One, it's more challenging to have that, clearly, right? This whole journey, pura chilladera, right? So much emotion. But for a bigger purpose, right? A greater purpose. And MJ said that there were going to be more twin flame unions in this lifetime. More twin flame unions in this lifetime than before. And clearly, look at society, and there's a clear need for this nudge of society to be like, come on, let's move forward. Come on, guys. Enough of this grounded energy. Like, let's start shifting, right? I need to sleep. I'm exhausted. I just want to capture it before I forget.
Hey you, thanks for watching. Check out the description box under each episode below for additional thoughts and helpful links, like my website, www.youbecominghealed.com, where I've gathered what I've learned and created self-paced online courses for you to access to help you get started on your healing journey. Oh, by the way, did I mention that I have over 20 years of experience in education and mental health? Rest assured, these videos are from my past and I'm living on a different timeline. I also offer sessions to answer your questions regarding the courses I've created or to help you figure out your next steps. You can also find me on Instagram and creating side projects like podcast shorts and more on my other YouTube channel that is still a work in progress, but aren't we all? It's titled You Becoming Healed. Remember to click like, subscribe, and share the content if you found this piece of my journey helpful, or just to show emotional support for someone who has chosen to live a transparent life that is never ending and always becoming. Until next time.